We've never experienced literacy instruction of this nature.
I had all students willing and wanting to share information.
The materials are so there and so available that I almost run out of time.
I like the LEAD21 program because it really has kids thinking and talking to each other about what they're reading.
At the very core of our kids' education is the ability to read. It's fundamental to their success. And the Dubuque Community School District has taken the bold step to systematically improve reading instruction across District K-5 classrooms with the adoption of LEAD21, a new reading program that focuses on how today's students learn.
What is my group going to work on today?
When I went to school, it was expected that you sat in the straight rows and you read your text and you did your work, and it was independent, and that was the way school was. That's not the way school is today. Today the kids want to work in groups. They want to communicate with each other and talk and build things and build products and share with their classmates. LEAD21 absolutely connects with the needs of the kids in that way, because it takes all those desires of the students of today and builds it into the program in a very organized way so that teachers are able to manage that kind of an atmosphere with meaningful tasks.
Take a glimpse at a typical LEAD21 classroom. Each academic year is divided into 8 units, with each unit centering on one theme. Each theme is then broken into 4 different reading levels according to the student's ability: intensive, strategic, benchmark, and advanced.
We were all talking about growing things. One group may be talking about a growing plant, one might be talking about many different kinds of plants, one may be talking about a growing animal, and one may be talking about many kinds of animals. So the 4 groups all had different topics, and yet we all could talk about the same theme of beginning to end and cycles.
At first I was really nervous about trying to pigeonhole kids into those 4 groups, or find a good place for them. But I do really appreciate that they're there, and if we trust the levels, because they're so connected with the comprehension and the theme, it really scaffolds things well, and it gives us the ability to not worry about kids being able to do it independently, but says it's okay to push them to those harder books and scaffold it and support them in a way that will get them there eventually if we just trust that we can give them what they need to get there.
So I had kids move up through the program, which, kids feel successful. When I see that progress and see their reaction to those kinds of things, it's pretty powerful.
LEAD21 weaves whole group, small group, and independent settings throughout, allowing students to collaboratively share their thoughts and discoveries while also strengthening their independent learning.
Because the kids are all reading about the same thing, they just can discuss and talk about what's going on in their small groups so much better, and it gives them this format, and they'll say, well, in my book I did this, and in my book I read about this, and did you have that in your book? And so it just provided them to have these conversations about reading that they hadn't ever had before.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
I enjoyed seeing students that previously didn't participate in whole group activities, students that previously kind of hung out in the corners or on the sidelines become more involved because they knew that what they were saying was meaningful to the discussion. They knew that what they had to add to the discussion was going to be different than the other groups.
The innovative structure of LEAD21 also pushes students to become stronger, independent researchers and thinkers by utilizing a unique inquiry process. How's it work? Well, within every unit, each student is responsible for asking themselves, what else do I want to find out? And then they formulate their own questions and find the answers by conducting research using LEAD21 guidance tools and strategies.
I had parents calling me and sharing that their children were on the internet looking for the answers to their questions. Some went to the library looking, and then they came back and they shared those thoughts to the question.
They were going to do some thinking and some writing just on most of it.
Sometimes it was hard when they came up with an inquiry question. It's like, I don't know if you're going to find, the material. But again, it's teacher kind of stepping back, and it's students taking charge of their own learning and really giving them a chance to investigate and collaborate and analyze and just kind of take charge of their learning.
And all of this is designed with the most current 21st century teaching methods and tools. Students log on to LEAD21's online interactive site and practice for tests, receive guidance from online coaches, access classroom readings, browse friendly updated websites for research, and even partake in online collaboration with their teacher and fellow students.
Lots of you wrote about eating pumpkin pie and Thanksgiving.
And they can do all this in both their classroom and their home. LEAD21 ultimately teaches students much more than just technology. It teaches them to properly use the technology as a resource for gaining knowledge.
We assume as adults that kids know it better than us, and they can click through and navigate, but they don't understand how to consume. Those are two different things. And that was very interesting to me, that they might be able to click and show us where to go, but then to teach them that next layer of how to consume the technology and make sense of it and make sure it's valid and good. That's our job.
Prior to LEAD21, the school district implemented separate instructional programs for reading, grammar, writing, and spelling. But with LEAD21, all those elements are integrated into one complete program.
I think we were always doing the best with what we had, and we were always searching for more. As a teacher, I felt that things were fragmented.
We did our best as a district to really try to pull it all together for kids. But what's exciting now is that the program itself is pulling it together for the kids. So throughout their day, their instruction is going to be coherent and it's going to make sense.
Not only does LEAD21 connect instruction across the board,
Back to synonyms and antonyms. What'd you have for days?
it also prompts teachers and students with the needed resources to meet the increasingly rigorous state and national literacy standards.
The text is more complex, and the Common Core is calling for us to do that. So if and when there's a time when at the national level they do have a test that we all need to take, and I don't know if that will happen, but if and when that does happen, we'll be ready. We'll be ready to meet that challenge, because this program is taking us there. It's taking us to that level of learning.
Is we kind of look at moving children forward and using the skills of the future. I think this is a program that really opens the door and allows kids to explore and not hold them back and just, question what they're learning.
We're learning more about what employers are looking for. They're looking for people that are able to collaborate. They're looking for people that can seek out knowledge on their own, yet be able to come back to a group and share what they've learned. I appreciate the program allowing them to be individuals and allowing them to go on their own tangent and then bring it back to the group and add to the group. It isn't all group work. There's definitely the opportunity for stretching yourself.
Students are meeting standards. They're growing and they're taking charge of their learning.
Think about what LEAD21 stands for, what that acronym stands for. So the L is literature expanded, the E is equity ensured, the A is acceleration achieved, and the D is differentiation refined, and then the 21 is that 21st century skills. And as you think about that acronym, that's what we want our kids to be doing.
Books are in their hands, they're researching, they're asking questions at home, they're talking with their families, they're genuinely excited, and they come in with new ideas every day to share. And then they're especially happy if one group is looking at information about tornadoes, but I'm in the tornado group, but I found something about a hurricane. I'll run over to my friend and tell them this new thing I learned about a hurricane, and they're collaborating and sharing in ways that I hadn't always seen before. It's a natural connection now, rather than maybe me helping and forcing it through more.
We need kids to springboard and think and know how to find things out and know how to talk to each other and know how to produce projects and work together, and that's what this program provides. It just provides a place for teachers to start and then let the kids take off.
What resources can we use?
I had actually given an overlying question to my students towards the end of the year when a decision was being made on which program to pilot. And it was just an open-ended question about, you know, what would you like? Would you like to keep the LEAD21 program? Would you like to go back to the previous program? And there was no child that wanted to go back.
Something that you use every week.
The Dubuque Community Schools and LEAD21, transforming K-5 classrooms and investing in our students' reading ability for both today and well beyond.